Should I invest in property?
Yes.
How much does it cost?
Yes. Right, try again.
How much does it cost to set up a business?
I need a break. Sorry.
Should I invest in property?
Yes.
How much does it cost to set up a business?
£13 sometime and register on Company's House.
How much on average do you make per property per month?
Around about £3,000 per month.
What is the best type of business to have?
One that makes money.
Do you need money to get started in property?
Definitely not. You just have the right attitude.
How many businesses fail within the first 5 years?
Too many, at least 50%.
When is the best time to invest in property?
Yesterday, the second best time is right now.
What's the best thing about having a property investment business?
The thing about property investing business is it's an asset-backed business. That means that it creates cash flow, but you've got the ability to lean on assets too.
How much does your property business make per year?
Property business, our portfolio brings in at least £700,000 a year.
How long does it take to have a successful business?
A successful business can happen like that. It all depends on what the product or service that you're offering and how much the people really want it. What problem does it solve? The bigger the problem, the more money you're going to make.
Are estate agents scared to talk to?
They are if you have the wrong attitude, but if you believe 100% that you're providing a great service, then they are little kittens.
What traits does a successful business person have?
Success in business comes from having the right attitude, the grit to see things through, the ability to problem solve and to cope with bigger problems, and to think big.
What is R2R?
Rent to rent, you're controlling a property, you're giving a fixed amount of money to the owner, and then you're using that property to create more opportunity to make more money, either by the room or by renting it out on a short stay basis.
Why is property a good investment?
Property is a fantastic investment because you're buying or you're controlling assets, which creates near passive income every month, so you're not exchanging your time for money.
What is a better investment than property?
The best investment, apart from property, is in you, because the more you invest in you, the more you learn, the more you earn.
What is a HMO?
An HMO is a house of multiple occupancy, so rather than having one family or one person living in a said property, you're having multiple unrelated people living together.
What is service accommodation?
Service accommodation is short stay accommodation where people typically stay for 1, 2, 3 nights, maximum of 3 months, and you typically provide a superior service in terms of cleaning, additional service like linen, and it's typically like a hotel or Airbnb model.
Should I do multi-lets or SA?
Should you do multi-lets or SA? It's ultimately down to what is your outcome. Both are fantastic cash flow strategies, but each one has their own challenges, but both I love. So it's down to more about what you want out of it.
What is the best investment you can make?
The best investment you can make is in yourself. The second best investment is in property.
Oh, sorry. How do I get started in property?
You get started in property by joining us on the Property Wealth and Cash Flow course right across the country, or check this next video out in our YouTube series.
What's the difference between an asset and a liability?
So an asset is something that generates you money every single month without you having to exchange your time for money, and it typically goes up in value too, such as property. A liability is something like a car that actually goes down in value every single day almost and doesn't generate you money, it costs you money.
So what is your attitude towards assets and liabilities?
So my attitude is I get my assets, which are cash flowing, to pay for liabilities. So I invest my money into assets which create cash flow, and then I use that to then pay for liabilities. If I can, lease it. So your car, rather than buy it for £15,000, I'll put that £15,000 into a buy-to-let, and I'll use that £200 profit per month to rent the car for £200, and it means every 3 years I get a new car. Rather than every 3 years, it's gone down to £5,000. I've got to save to buy another one. That house has gone up in value, and I get a new shiny car.
What is BRR?
BRR is buy, refurbish, refinance, and I'm going to give you another R, rent out, for cash flow.
What is BMV?
BMV is below market value, so the market value of a property, and you buy it for less, so it's below.
Why might someone want to let you rent out their property?
People will give you a property to rent out and generate your own money from it because they haven't got the time, they've had stress, they've had a hassle, they can't be bothered, they don't know how, they haven't got the money. So there's so many ways, you just need to find that problem and solve it.
Who would be the first person in your power team?
First person in my power team is an administrative assistant, because you can now leverage them to do the tasks that you don't like to do, so you can do more income generating tasks, IGTs.
What is your favourite thing about property?
I love property because there's so many things to it. That means that no matter who you are, there's an element about it will be in your flow, and then you can leverage other bits to get you more success.
What do you hate most about property?
I hate the headaches and the problems that come with property, and that's often the complaints from tenants. Even though you provide a great service, they don't want to thank you for it. They'll only ever hear from them really when they're not happy, and so that's the bit I don't like.
Who's your favourite
Superhero.
superhero?
Spider-Man.
Heads up, watch out! Woo! Okay, there you go. You okay?
You alright? Just Spider-Man.